I often talk about something called Operation Protect the White Boy. I've done several videos with several examples. This one right here is no different. This one actually right here is near the top of the list. Now, in case y'all don't know who this is Matthew Luckhurst. And I believe last year, probably, I did a video about him in which he committed one of the most disgusting acts any so-called human being could ever do. So this guy was a San Antonio cop, and the reason why he ended up getting quote unquote fired, and I put that in quotations, from the department was because it got discovered that he gave a sandwich to a homeless man that had feces in it. I kid you not. That's why he got fired, and I had did a video about it last year just saying how vile and cruel and disgusting that was. Well, apparently he also got, when he got quote unquote fired from the department, he got rehired again, and then he got fired again for allegedly doing something similar, almost in the same vein, to somebody else. So he got he got hired, then fired, then rehired, and then fired again. Well, guess what? Fast forward to current day, where now he has been hired again, not by the same department, but by another department. So they're not, so this guy literally is going around and he's not learning, he's not facing any consequences, I should say. It's only a matter of time before we hear about him again doing something very disgusting, and he'll be back in the news again. Matthew Luckhurst, the now former San Antonio police officer who drew international outrage for trying to give a sandwich filled with dog-ish to a homeless man, is once again working as a cop. In an investigating looking at how lax and fragmented state oversight enables problem police officers to seek jobs with other departments, the Daily revealed that Luckhurst was hired as a reserve officer on the Floresville Police Department 5 months after he was last terminated from the San Antonio Police Department. It's unclear how Luckhurst's current job duties differ from those of regular cops in Floresville, a town 30 minutes southeast of San Antonio, since neither the department nor the officer himself responded to the paper inquiries. So it's like they gave them the documents, excuse me, they gave them the departments the documents of why that guy got fired, but they still hired him anyway. Makes you wonder, did they even look at him? And the thing is, even if they didn't, it was on the news. How did you not know about it? Especially since it happened 30 minutes from you in your state. I'm certain somebody saw it. Even so, a position as a reserve cop in Texas allows Luckhurst the same legal authority as any law enforcement officer. In case anyone needs a refresher, Luckhurst drew international headlines after he gave a homeless man the feces sandwich. San Antonio Police Department fired Luckhurst, then a bike officer, over the incident. However, a third-party arbitrator returned him to the force 3 years later. Luckhurst was terminated a second time after a separate investigation found that he left an unflushed turd in a woman's restroom at a downtown police station and smeared a brown substance on the toilet seat after a female officer requested that staff keep the restroom clean. This is the person that they hired. This is the person that this other department hired. This is who this guy is. This man is absolutely atrocious in every sense of the word, in every fiber of its meaning. In 2020, an arbitrator upheld the second firing. Even so, the incidents were an embarrassment for the San Antonio Police Department and bolstered activist demands that San Antonio revise its police contract to give arbitrator less powers, something city councils ultimately did. By some estimates, 2/3 of fired San Antonio cops were allowed to return to their jobs under the old union's contract arbitration clause. The Express News investigation of fired officers' ability to find new work in other cities draw heavily on a recent study by Texas Sunset Advisory Commission. The commission examined the effectiveness of the Texas Commission of Law Enforcement, the agency that oversees licensing of police and jailers. The state's regulation of law enforcement personnel and agencies is by and large toothless, the Sunset Advisory Commission concluded. Like we say, never fired, always transferred. That is a perfect time to use that statement and mine of Operation Protect the White Boy, because why not? You kill two birds with one stone with this. This guy is absolutely psycho. I don't know if he has an obsession with fecal matter, but it seems like the pattern is there. First, he gave this homeless man a feces sandwich that had dog crap in it. I hope the homeless man didn't eat it. And this is so sad how people treat, how bad a lot of people treat homeless people, and then turn around and say, we have a homeless problem. I bet you he was one of them guys. And something tells me he has an arrogancy about himself. Like something just comes off to me like he feels he's better than everybody because of the position that he's in, so he can look down on certain people. But then I didn't know about that second one. The second one that I read about in this article, I just learned about that today. That's crazy. They said he left a turd, an unflushed turd, in the women's restroom. First off, what were you doing in the women's restroom? And it said that he left an unflushed turd there. But you got a question. Was it his? Or did he scoop something off the ground of a dog maybe and took it and put it in the women's restroom? Again, why was you in the women's restroom? And then they said he smeared feces somewhere. This guy, again, age does not define maturity. He did something kids would not do, but something you would probably expect a child to do. This is a grown man acting very childish, and he doesn't get any type of consequence for it. Instead, he gets rewarded over and over again, and he gets a new job. Like I said, it's only a matter of time before he actually does something to someone where their life might be in danger. And the people have to look back at the San Antonio Police Department and wonder why they didn't do anything more to deal with this situation. Or should I call it shit-tuation? This guy is completely off his rocker. He should not be working in anybody's police department. He does not need to have a badge, a gun, a taser, none of that. Because he's literally one piece of shit away from taking it from where he's comfortable at to taking it to another level where he might not be able to come back from. But then again, he's bounced back from this so many times, so he could bounce back from that too. After all, look at what establishment we live in, and he's in Texas. Like, this guy has the ultimate Teflon Don protection on his side.